Hi everyone. Have you ever wanted your LLM to be able to write code to call tools and do things with the real world other than generate text? Well, UTCP has just launched the code mode library, and in this video I want to show you how you can use the MCP server to use this already in any of the agents that you're using right now. You can go to the code mode repository and navigate to the code mode MCP. Here we have the MCP configuration. You just need to copy this and go to whatever agent you're using right now. I'm using Windsurf. Let's go to the UTCP MCP configuration, the MCP configuration that Windsurf has. In this case, it's in your case it might be empty or have whatever other MCP server you have there. All you have to do is just paste here the UTCP code mode that you find on our quick start section. Once you save this, Windsurf is gonna load the MCP server. Let's just reload this, make sure this actually loads the MCP servers. There we go, UTCP is now loaded. The one thing you will need to configure here is the path to your UTCP configuration. You can find this on the repository, an example here that you can download. I already have an example here, but basically the only field you're interested in is the manual call template field, where you just put the name. This can be whatever you want. The call template type is MCP if you're trying to register MCP servers, but with UTCP we support any sort of tools called via any protocol, like also HTTP or any other protocols. More details on that on our specification page, utcp.io. And coming back to this, if you want to use just MCP servers, you just write the call template, and then in config, you just put exactly the MCP server you would put in any normal MCP config. In this situation, exactly the same thing you would put normally here for Windsurf. You can just copy paste this under config here. We have here Playwright and GitHub Copilot. I think it's just a GitHub API actually. Cool, so we have this loaded via code mode, so we can just tell it, maybe given this repository that we have here, just copy the link and say, give me the number of issues of this repository. Let's just put the link to the repo. Using code mode. Depending on the agent you're using, they might or might not read the MCP prompt that the code mode UTCP code mode uses. Oh, I just realized we did not put the path to our config. Let's just copy the path, put it right here, put the missing slashes because we are on Windows, and wait for this to restart. Nice, we got it running. Now let's just send this prompt and see how this works. First, it's using the list tools, which is gonna be able to see the names of all of the tools available through UTCP. Then it's gonna look for the tool info, which prints out the TypeScript interfaces that it needs to be able to write the code, in this case for github.listissues. And then finally it's gonna actually call the toolchain, where it needs to submit the code that it wants to get running and then gets the report based on how it formatted the code itself. And here we have the result of this: 3 open issues, 1 closed issue. This is most helpful when you have specific workflows like this, where you want to filter and not actually show all of the issues, but only want to get the number or somehow sort them, or even better when you're doing data heavy processing tasks. For example, trying to get a lot of information and then save it in a database, or store it and send it somewhere else. This way it can write code which just processes the information and doesn't need to send all of the information to its context every single time it's doing something, saving on a lot of tokens. Thank you.